Is AAVE causing harm? No, it's just another reinforcement that like the white people that take black things and black culture without any appreciation for black bodies and black existence or the black culture, taking advantage and you know, using and in most instances ruining AAVE. There's no like real tangible harm. It's just a continuation of something that has happened at the systemic level over and over and over again. So it's basically just like reminding everybody how things are. All right, let's look at alternatives and substitutes for appropriative or problematic language. Context. This document was originally created for a Facebook group where non-black people consistently appropriated black English, also known as AAVE, African American Vernacular English, and used casual ableism and gendered terms. This resource was intended to reduce the amount of labor that the group admins had to engage in, especially those who were affected and misuse the term. Look, if any Facebook group makes me go and read an exhaustive document to be able to continue being a part of it, like, you should just not be a part of that Facebook group. Straight up. I mean, it's so much work. Look how big this document is, dude. It's like I'm scrolling. This is not an exhaustive list. There's like more. On claiming and reclaiming words. When in doubt, don't if you're unsure in a substitute word. What is performing AAV? Clapping emojis between words is appropriative. Alternatives, you could just say what you're trying to say. Game on point, on fleek. 100, keep it at 100, 100, 100 emoji, 100 emoji, depending on the intended meaning. Context, shortening of 100% real or honest, spoken with a Southern American or AAV accent. The 100 emoji is also AAV if you mean it in the way discussed here. But if you mean it as good job or something similar, that's fine. Ass, super ass, very ass, extremely ass. These kinds of suffixes... Wait, what? These kinds of suffixes used to emphasize the emotion are usually derived from AAVE. Just drop the ass and continue with your sentence. This is a cool ass song. It is a hot ass day outside. What? Ain't. Depends on the context and the persona trying to be portrayed. Are you imitating a black woman or a person? Wait, what? In AAVE, ain't can replace a lot more than just isn't, are not, or am not. I ain't done that shit. Ain't replaced didn't. About that. Here for this / that. Support and enjoy variation. Use when expressing immense joy or support. Beat your face. Beat for the gods. Glammed up. Bitch. Boy, girl, etc. Bomb. Cool, great. Other related variations. This is like a 90s term at this point. Bomb. Boss. Bruh. Catch these hands. Chill. Coins. Come for. Cool. Cool is okay to use, but acknowledge that it has roots in AAVE. Okay, well, if you put that in the document, then you recognize that language is constantly evolving. You know what I mean? Because it's true, but then you kind of give the game away, right? Like that language is evolving constantly and consistently, and this is basically an example of that, where cool is in its roots a African American vernacular, English term that has made its way into quite literally every fucking white aspect of society. Like at that point, you are openly stating that these kinds of terms originally come from like oftentimes queer black communities and then make its way into the rest of society. Also, no one is like this, for the record. Like very few people legitimately are like this, okay? Most people look to this and go, okay, you know, if you're a white guy and you're saying like dead ass on God for real, or whatever the fuck, right? You're kind of cringe. That's it. Most people. Like Ludwig does it and he's cringe, but he's doing it in a cringe way on purpose, deliberately. Like he's making fun of himself doing it. I feel like it'd be fine to use some of these terms as long as you're not being cringy as you understand the roots of where it came from. Yeah, I mean, I sometimes use these terms. Dope. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Dragging, fuck boy. There's hella words in here that I use, that everyone uses, including hella, apparently. What the fuck? Hype? Get hyped? I feel you. Killing it. Yeah, this is so Tumblr. You're right. This is so incredibly Tumblr. Why is mad on there? That shit's mad good. that is I guess that's also rooted in AAVE. Wait, what? Okay, wait, I thought, no, that's not even true. Stan is not AAVE. Stan comes from Eminem. What the fuck? Okay, this list is crazy. I take it back. They're out here being like, they're like, Eminem's black. This is a really funny example of someone misappropriating the fuck out of AAVE. Hope y'all are getting real horny for my record because I spent all morning listening to some final ass mixes. And honey, this record is a thick queen. I can't wait to give it to you. What? This record is a thick queen? Stop. They're going to cancel you. I mean, dude, what do you mean? Look, I've said it so many fucking times. I think that African American vernacular English is at its most, like at its peak, when misappropriated by white people, especially white people that are like kind of fucking racist too, is cringe. That's it, you know? Like, I'm not gonna waste time on you know, policing people like that. I understand the intent. It sucks when the way you portray yourself has been demonized, but then white people use it normally like a few years later. But I do think the hyperfixation on appropriated languages comes from a place of powerlessness in the grand scheme of things, and none of this matters in the slightest. Yes, it is powerless. It is the behavior of people who understandably feel powerless in dealing with structural forms of oppression, and that's where it comes from. Like, you're doing that because you can't do anything else. You're doing that because you want to have a shred of control in your life. Like, you want a little bit of control in your life. You want a little bit of control in the space that you've cultivated for yourself on the internet. And maybe that will make things a little bbit better. It'll make it feel as though things are getting a little bit better when things are not getting better. But, you know, this is the best example of AAVE, and because it's like nuclear, right? Here, I mean, I love using this.
Is this like the heaviest thing ever?
This is the heaviest thing I've worn to the Met Ball for sure. But I'll do anything for Donatella. It's her birthday.
Oh my God, it's her birthday.
It's her birthday. I'm here at Donatella's birthday party.
This is actually Donatella's birthday party.
No, but I'm so excited to be here. And Donatella does what she always does, which is bring things to the next level into her Versace space.
Just wait,
for this,
it's coming.
we wanted to
you ain't seen nothing
incorporate how in the 1800s those shapes for women's wear became a lot more.
This motherfucker said the Ninja Turtle. Yeah, that's who she's talking about. The Ninja Turtle. She's like, I can't wait to go into the sewers and have some pizza later with Donatella.
Exaggerated,
yes,
and started to push boundaries, and
yes,
it's not there yet. Hold on, it's coming. This is just.
Of course, Versace is always celebrating that, so
always.
That's what we went for tonight, and it's very heavy. I will not be eating dinner in it. But
I know. I was like, you better take that off before dinner.
No, I'm just catching my breath. It in. No, I can't. I don't even know if I can fit through that door.
But you definitely can. Did you color your hair for this?
We're in the same boat tonight, Mama.
I just dyed my hair yesterday.
There it is. It started. Here you go. There it is. Okay. Here. This is a great example because it's so fucking cringe, right? It's nuclear cringe, but like also that's it. It's like the people doing it are misappropriating it, and they're not from the culture, and therefore that's it. At its worst, and this is its worst. This is nuclear. It's just cringe.
Color your hair for this?
We're in the same boat tonight, Mama.
I just dyed my hair yesterday.
No, you look so major. And when I saw you on the carpet, I was like, oh, slay. I swear, big slay.
Wait, like big slay?
Yeah, big slay. You're killing it.
Stop it, girl.
You're killing it. I love your look.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Big slay, Mama. Big slay, Mama. I love it. I love that. I love that so much. You will never stop me from appreciating and enjoying this, okay? Sorry. That's too much fun to be had, okay? That's too much fun to be had with Big Slay Mama. You look major. Oh, it's too good. It's too good. You want to take that away from me? Life is too short, motherfucker, okay? That's why you got to fucking care about all the minutes, including the top of the hour minutes, okay? Because at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those fucking ads, if you want a big slay mama, all you need to do is subscribe. That list is valid, thanks to Gigi. Yeah, I wanted to show this specifically so you understand. Yeah, it does run in the family. Specifically so you understand, like, you know, these are great examples of like fucking, you know, the overuse of AAVE in a place where it's just like not appropriate. That's why I'm showing this to you. Because like this almost justifies that fucking fat list that we just saw. Again, when white people do this, it is customary for us black folks to clown on this. We have always done this because we've always known we can't stop y'all from taking power. Taken from us dunk on y'all is so light and has minimal power in the larger scheme. Yeah, no, I mean, I see it. Even if it had more power, I think it's like, it's totally valid. Anyway, big slay mama. Here's another.
If you're gonna have a dope shoe that both guys and girls can wear, I mean, come on. Matching shoes, that's dope.
What are some of your sneaker turnoffs though?
You know what? I'm cool with it and I don't mind dirty sneakers, but they better be fresh, you know? If homeboy's coming through with these, it's
like, you have the cadence of a white woman dropping off her children at soccer practice at the country club. Don't do that. She said, if homeboy's coming down with these.
through with these, it's quiet. Yeah, no.
Turnoffs though.
You know what? I'm cool with it and I don't mind dirty sneakers, but they better be fresh, you know? If homeboy's coming through with these, it's quiet. Yeah, no, it's quiet for him. But like if he comes through in like these, you got some Air Maxes out here, you got some Jordans, homeboy's gonna like get it.
Oh my God, I think this coffee went bad. Can coffee even go bad? What the fuck? Slay mama. Oh, 1023. Wait. It's so sour. Oh, slay mama back of it. Okay, we gotta stop. Now the real reason why like I don't even do this kind of shit anymore is because on the internet you can't tell if someone is just straight up making fun of AAVE in general or if you are making fun of white people doing AAVE. This is why I stopped doing it as well. I was clowning on a lot of like cringe Zoomers that would do this kind of thing. But it's also the reason why I stopped doing it in general was because there's no way to distinguish between people doing that, right? It's just about charitability in general, but I don't want to fucking, you know, I don't want to have a space where it feels like I'm making fun of AAVE in general across the board because I'm not mocking AAVE, you know what I mean? Is AAVE causing harm? No, it's just another fucking reinforcement that like the white people that take black things and black culture without any appreciation for black bodies and black existence or the black culture, you know, taking advantage and you know, using and in most instances ruining AAVE. There's no like real fucking tangible harm. It's just a continuation of something that has happened at the systemic level over and over and over again. So it's basically just like reminding everybody how things are. Okay, that's just that's the worst part about it is just that like it's the same concept. Usually you don't care about aesthetics. I mean, I don't. That's why I'm saying it's just like cringe in general. But that's it. Sound like you sound like you're being a liberal buzzkill, my dude. No, I'm telling you, like this is precisely the reason why I just make fun of it and move on instead of fucking being like, this is the most important, most significant thing we need to talk about. But if you ask me where the roots of this problem come from, it's another example that black people see regularly in their daily existence of white people doing culture vulture shit and being celebrated for it when those very same things have been used to put down black people in the past. And what I mean by that is a perfect example can be used with like natural hair. Right? Locks and other forms of black hair like afros, other forms of 4C hair, like all this shit, all these like traditional or even contemporary black hairstyles oftentimes are absolutely not allowed in schools. They're not allowed in the fucking professional setting. But then white people will put that shit on and immediately fucking get celebrated for it, get praised for it, right? And all of a sudden, you have a situation where, you know, white people are getting praised for things that black people are still currently getting punished for. And it kind of sucks to see. If you're a black person, you're like, well, what the fuck? Not even that they're not allowed, it'll be accepted, but people will look down on you as to not appear racist, but there's so much microaggression. Yeah. It's trendy now to have tight hair, big earrings, which was deemed ghetto for women of color. Same thing with big lips, etc. Yeah, it's just like, that's what it is. American culture oftentimes has a very negative approach to what it perceives as black culture until white people take on and promote it. And then all of a sudden it's cool. And it's cool only when white people are doing it. It's still fucking not allowed when black people are doing it. You know what I mean? That's the issue. That's where the frustration comes from. I'm using hair as an example because like you can basically see it. The hair one is like more tangible. You can understand it a little bit better because there are so many examples of it. But like AAVE is looked down upon. It's just looked down upon across the board. Like historically for the longest time, and even now, people think AAVE, African American Vernacular, or what it used to be called, I think it was like Ebonics. Not entirely certain on that, on the language there. Like that was seen as like worse English. Okay. That was seen as like broken English. And it still is seen as broken English when black people do it. But when white people do it, it's like, haha, like they're being cute. Bro, you might as well put yourself in solitary. Mainly black people don't care about stuff like that. Just give us an opportunity to live and be better in life. White people micro-policing themselves just performance. I understand that. You're not saying something different than me. I'm just explaining the background. Okay. But also while explaining the background, I'm simultaneously also saying that is oftentimes just a microaggression, not like the worst fucking thing you could do. And at its worst, even when it's like fucking nuclear, like I showed you, it's still just, cringe. That's it. No one is like advocating to cancel motherfuckers over usage of AAVE. Only people that do that are fucking Zoomers that are going through their like political era. A couple Zoomers get together on Twitter and they're like, it's time. This is the issue. And it's like, okay, go off kings and queens. Go off is AAVE. Yeah, I know, but like I'm always gonna use that. You can fucking consider that to be cringe or not, but I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? That's why I used go off kings and queens in that regard deliberately and specifically. There are, of course, going to be parts of AAVE that are also within the language that I use as well. It's, that's just how language works. Oh, this is hilarious. You're constantly using AAVE. Yes, of course. Of course I am. Because that's how language works. Language evolves. This is why it's like incredibly, Sean, you're right. This is why it's an incredibly unproductive conversation to have. Like no one in the real world is going to be like, wow, your usage of the term lit was quite problematic. This is exclusively an internet thing, okay? An internet phenomena. Wait, is saying stuff like Yas Queen or Slay Queen offensive? I've just been saying it to friends when they have like a nice fit or good mental health moment. Yeah, no. Live your life, okay? Especially if you're in the fucking real world. I don't care. I'm not the arbiter of what you can and can't say. There are things that you understand you can't fucking say, right? Just be normal. And then you have Nancy Pelosi in the kente cloth, taking a knee. And that shit's whack as fuck. I would say this is demonstrably one layer worse, maybe multiple layers worse. Because these people, all of them, including black congresspersons that also not only allowed this to happen, but played a role in it, put their fucking names on there. Congressional Black Caucus, I'm looking right at you. Like that is just purely symbolic and worse than just pure symbolism. These guys don't have any power. These guys do. And they're doing this gesture as a way to not do the necessary things. Because we all know what happened. We're living in 2022 now. It's been 2 years. What happened? Not only was the first thing that the Democratic Party did, not only was their first action to stop like any kind of BLM movement and the momentum, then in its fucking tracks, and instead of like taking away funds from police budgets and like putting it back into community programs, they literally immediately went with, oh, let's do 8 Can't Wait. And then a year later, they couldn't even pass 8 Can't Wait. They couldn't even federalize a chokehold ban. But when these guys do it, it's way worse because this is a performative gesture. You're basically taking advantage of on-the-ground momentum, and you're doing it simply for fucking views and votes. And you actually have the power to make meaningful change, But instead of using your podium, the moment that you get off that knee, instead of using your podium to advocate for that necessary change, that is the first step, by the way, not necessarily, completely righting the wrongs of white supremacist racism, but at least like limiting some of its most violent impacts in the criminal justice system. Instead of doing any of that, you just take a knee and then you stand the fuck up and immediately move to push back on activists on the ground. And you spend most of your campaigning around fucking saying, defund the police is bad. Like, yeah, sure. It's only bad because you refuse to fucking take on the message and describe it to people. Bad politics is bad politics is bad politics.